Hey YouTube, look, it's me. I am back with another video for my moms to be. This video is all about what it takes to have a natural, non-medicated birth. So this video is going to be more than about drinking your red raspberry leaf tea. It's going to be about more than physically prepping your body and your mind. This is the full spectrum of really what it takes to have a natural, non-medicated birth. So my biggest point of preparation for having a natural birth is your birth team. The first thing that I thought about was where? What's the best place for me to do that? So with research, you might come across the option of doing it at home. That is becoming way more popular right now, especially during the pandemic. And then I also looked up birthing centers. So I chose to give birth at Atlanta Birth Center. And the reason why I'm pointing out where being a big point of preparation is because you want to make sure you're giving birth with a team at a location where they support that. That is a part of their facility's philosophy. They encourage it, okay? That is the most ideal place to have a natural birth. Now, I understand that birthing centers are not easily accessible to everybody. If you absolutely have to choose your local hospital, then that's fine. But my next point of advice would be to make sure that your doctor, your birthing team, the nurses there, the energy there, you have a team that is 100% on your side as far as deciding to be non-medicated. Because what you don't want is to go into a facility with doctors, with the birthing team, they actually discourage natural birth, or they push having an epidural or some type of medication for pain management. They're pushing that on you. If you already made up in your mind that that's not what you want, and you have that pushy energy, you don't want that going into your birth. You don't want that. So picking the team and the location that supports natural non-medicated birth is going to be the best decision as far as prepping. Now, we are talking about teams right now. We're talking about the people that are going to be there by your side, helping you through this birth. And that brings me to point 2. After choosing and thinking about where, you're thinking about who. So after you've chosen the doctor that truly supports and is experienced with natural birth, then you want to think about a doula. A doula was one of the best choices and investments that I made as far as having and building my natural birth team. Your doula's job is to emotionally, mentally, and physically support you as you are giving birth. Now, they are not the doctor and the midwife, okay? They are not there to do that hardcore medical stuff and procedures, but their job is very, very significant, especially supporting you mentally and emotionally, because if you're going to be non-medicated, you want to be centered, you want to be grounded, okay, in that decision. So you want somebody whose job is to be there to support you through all of that. I tell my doula all the time that she was my epidural. She was trained to do massages and different techniques to help manage my pain and press against some of my pressure points that relieved a lot of pain during my contractions for me. So if you've watched my birth video that I share, you can see her physically applying those techniques, especially to my back. And I cannot tell you how much that helped. I don't know if I could have done it without her. Her role in my birth journey was to make sure that my birth went as close to the plan as possible, because you also have to calculate that sometimes your birth plan will not happen. Sometimes it will not go as planned because the unknown is always there, right? So you may decide, like myself, to have a water birth, and then you end up actually not birthing in the water. That was my story. So my plan was completely to be immersed in that pool. And that did not happen. I actually felt more comfortable outside of the water and on all fours. That was just how it happened for me. So I highly, highly recommend having a doula by your side. Now, of course, in this pandemic, I completely understand that having a birthing team is a struggle due to the limitations of people that you can have in the room. So unfortunately, you may be in a position where you can only have one support person, and that may just be the father. That goes back to the number one important point of preparation, which is choosing where to have the baby. Fortunately for me, choosing the birthing center, choosing a place where their philosophy is absolutely support, absolutely have a doula. They encouraged having a doula. They encourage support, people being in the room with you. So fortunately, choosing Atlanta Birth Center, I was able to have my doula still within the pandemic. I was able to have Chance's father, and I was able to have my mom by my side as well. So I was limited to those three, and that was just enough for me. There's someone else I want you to add to this team, okay? And that is a prenatal chiropractor. If you are prepping your body to give birth without medication, it is so important to make sure that your body is aligned. And I'm talking physically with all the bones and hips and pelvis. You want to make sure that everything is aligned, because that is what's going to help you tremendously give a easier, shorter, less painful birth. Because when your pelvis is aligned with your baby's head, it's going to give a straight path out. Let's say you don't have the opportunity to be aligned and you are misaligned during birth, then your baby may have to maneuver a lot more to get to that path to come out, which may cause a longer labor, and it may cause more pain. I tell my chiropractor all the time that she is a miracle worker, because during my second trimester, I experienced daily pelvic pain. It was affecting the way that I was moving around, how long I could stand, and it was affecting how long I could walk without feeling this excruciating pain. And so when I had my first adjustment with her, just like that, the pain went away and it didn't come back. And I couldn't believe it. And she educated me so well on the power of those alignments and those adjustments that I was getting, especially being pregnant and preparing for a natural birth. And so I highly suggest that you find someone that is a prenatal trained chiropractor, because they are going to do a completely different technique than they would with a regular patient. It's called the Webster technique. And so when you are scouting for that right chiropractor for you, make sure that you see somewhere mentioned on their website or in consultation the Webster technique. So you've thought about where you want to give birth that supports natural births. You've thought about your team. You've chosen that intentionally, making sure that the entire team is supportive of your natural non-medicated birth. There, you don't feel any energy of them pushing you the opposite way. That consists of your doctor or your midwife, your doula, and your chiropractor. Then you want to prepare you. You can absolutely have a natural, non-medicated birth. And it's going to start by preparing you, yourself, starting with your mind, believing that you absolutely can do it, trusting your body, that it will do exactly what it needs to do when it needs to do it. And ways that you can further prepare is listening to hypnosis. Hypnobirthing was a part of my preparation for natural birth kind of later on. I really didn't start it until third trimester, but even when I did, I said it doesn't matter. Every single day of me listening to my hypnobirthing audio was helping me to really have a strong, grounded foundation in my mentality that I can do it, I'm going to do it, and I'm going to be great at it. I'm going to have a great, successful, peaceful birth. Because usually birth is scary because of how it is always usually portrayed, especially on TV. It's always portrayed as something that is excruciatingly painful and very hard and all of this screaming that you see on movies. And I'm here to tell you that that's TV, okay? You can have a positive birth. You can have a peaceful birth. Notice I didn't say pain-free because pain is going to be a part of it, but it's how you manage it. Instead of tensing up when you feel pain, but to allow yourself to let that pain pass through, breathe, take a break, and be centered, be present, and be grounded, okay? I hope that this video was encouraging for someone, some mom out there watching that may be thinking, is this right for me? Can I do it? And I'm here to tell you that you absolutely can. So if this was helpful, please like, share this video with someone, leave a comment, and subscribe for more. And I'll see you guys later. Bye.